Hey, Pastor Brajul. Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? I need to figure out what exactly causes the wet sound, so let's fix that. Am I live? Am I live? I need... Let's find that out. Fix that. Am I live? Am I live? I need... Oh, let's mute desktop audio. Okay, so desktop audio is now muted. Let's see what I sound like. I feel like I sound really good from this like straight position. What if I move the mic lower and I talk down like this? It's a little deeper, obviously because I'm speaking downwards, speaking close to my chest. The closer I talk to my chest, the closer, you know. What if I speak from up top? Like, what if I don't want to keep a high for some reason? I don't know why I would do that, but let's just say for the sake of it. Alright, straight definitely seems like the right way to handle things. Now the question is, what is the source of the wet sound? Also, what is that noise that I'm hearing? I hear something in the background. Is that my goddamn AC? There's no fucking shot that's my AC. Alright, I'm gonna start moving my low down, and I'm moving my low down. It's all the way at the bottom right now, or at the top really, and I just want to see what that sounds like. Let's move it back to the second notch. I'm gonna move my mid to middle and see what that sounds like. Alright, so what do I sound like right now? Do I sound... I don't fucking know. I definitely think there's like less wet noises, but maybe that's just me. So mid being lowered like that affected the wet noises. What if I up it to like right over here? Is that too high? Is that too low? I'm gonna start moving my high down now as well, and I'm doing it slowly as I speak, just so we could register a perceivable difference. I have it in middle right now. Okay, that's insane. I'm gonna start from the top and uh yeah. So I'm gonna say the same sentence over and over as I lower the setting on this thing. And I'm gonna... I don't know. This is the baseline. Starting at the end of the song. 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 Okay, that's obviously way too low. This position seemed like the best to me. But what's causing me to peak? Like, what is causing me to peak? Why am I that loud? I think the answer to that is very simple. Just lower yourself 1 decibel on Windows. So from 57, we're moving down to 56. Matter of fact, we're moving down to 55. At 55, I probably shouldn't peak unless I go really loud. Right now I'm at 54, actually. I'm at 54 right now. It still seems pretty goddamn loud, to be honest. Why is it this loud? Am I talking higher than I normally talk? Let's talk like I would on stream. So this is how I would normally talk on stream, I think. This is... starting at the end of the song, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by your community guidelines. Learn more. Games I've played on stream: Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Outlast 2, Persona 4, The Payne's Creek Killings, Persona 5. Is there a good phrase full of plosives? Yes. Okay, so let's read that. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? That seems pretty good. I'm scared that I keep reaching like the high end of peaking. I will say the frickin' AC sounds bad. Let's try it with this other method. I'm clicking the other method now, and then I'm going to continue speaking and see what that sounds like. Okay, that seems like honestly insanely good. That seems like it basically cut off all of my issues. But I don't know. It seems like if I could... I'm going to switch back to the other method right now. I have switched back to the other method, and I'm going to lower the suppression level as I speak. So I'm going to keep speaking. So can I still hear my AC now? Oh, certainly you can. I'm going to up my suppression level all the way to the max now, and now it is all the way maxed. So how does that sound like now? And I'm going to keep lowering it as I speak. Speaking. Okay, so that's obviously really bad. What if I move it all the way to the bottom? What does that sound like? Can you pick up the air conditioner at all? It's hard to tell if there is any noise perceivable. But I think when you compare the speaks method to the RN noise method, the RN noise method is better than the speaks method. Yeah, the RN noise method is certainly a lot better. Now we get back to the question at hand. Am I too loud sometimes? It seems like why it seems like it A B I mean, I don't know, it seems fine. Again, it seems slightly loud for some reason, but I don't know why. Okay, my low is currently on the second to last notch. I have now moved it to the last notch. What does the sound difference sound like? Okay, that sounds way worse. I'm going to move it back to the second to last notch. It's currently at the second to last notch. I'm now going to move it to the third to last notch to listen to the perceivable difference. It is now moved to the third to last notch, so let's see what that sounds like. I am having trouble. Hmm. Hmm. The third to last setting seems a little... I don't know. I don't sound bad necessarily, but do I sound worse than the second notch? I truly do not know. It feels like there's a period of time where the microphone is catching up to the mixer, and that's confusing me. Hello? Oh, I muted YouTube, what the fuck? What if I lowered myself just a notch? Alright, I have lowered myself just the slightest notch. How does that affect anything at all? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that sounds good. I don't know if that sounds worse. I'm gonna keep lowering my low setting. So we're back at the second to last notch. Starting at the end of the song. 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 Let's repeat that. Starting at the end of the song. 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 As of right now, I think I prefer the third to last notch over anything else. Starting at the end of the song. 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 I'm going to compare the default setting to the third to last notch for a few sentences. Short sentences. Images. Hold up. Can I just like what's a fucking, I don't know, random passage in Shakespeare. This is low, setting is at default. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs, being purged of fire sparkling in lovers' eyes. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs, being purged of fire sparkling in lovers' eyes. I don't know which one I prefer. That is complicated. I don't know which one I prefer. That is complicated. I think I prefer third to the last notch. I think I prefer third to the last notch. I do. I definitely do. So medium is also at third to the last notch. I am going to move medium all the way down to the final notch and see how that sounds. I have now moved medium all the way to the final notch. Huh? Huh? Okay. I don't like that, obviously. I am now in between the second to last notch and third to last notch on the middle setting. I am now on default on the middle setting. I think I preferred it where it originally was. I put it in between the third to last and the fourth to last, and, you know, just see what that seems like. Alright, now we're gonna play with the highs. The high was slightly above first to last notch. But I moved it all the way down to the end. That sounds a little strange. It sounds like I'm kind of like a fake. I have now moved it to the first notch, and I should be sounding similar to how I sounded earlier on the prior tests. It is now on the second to last notch. I am curious how that's going to sound like. Starting at the end of the song, starting at the end of the song, starting at the end of the song, starting at the end of the song. Shit, I don't fucking know. I think the second to last or first to last notch is, or second to last, I guess, technically. Let's put it on the default setting and see what that sounds like. It is currently on the default setting. Well, what does that sound like? Give it a go. I'm not necessarily feeling that. I'm gonna move you back down all the way to in between last and second to last. And I like that. The compressor is on the first notch to the right of the middle notch. The compressor is now on the middle notch. What does that sound like? Okay, I'm going to switch from the middle notch to the notch right after, and I'm going to say starting at the end of the song. Starting at the end of the song, starting at the end of the song, starting at the end of the song. Starting at the end of the song, starting at the end of the song, starting at the end of the song. I can't tell if I'm clearer or just louder. Being loud's not a bad thing. Just can't be too loud. I mean, I don't even know how much that changed it. I lowered the gain very, very slightly. I'm going to lower myself on Windows slightly more, see if that does anything for real, for real. I'll put myself at 50, 52? 52 seems a little too low I'm gonna put it at 53 tone. Alright, so that's currently what I sound like. What did I sound like in the beginning compared to this? When the fuck do I talk at the beginning of this shit? You gonna say something, Hydra? I'm just trying to hear myself. Bro, my YouTube is all fucked up. Okay, never mind. My link is so broken I want to die. This seems good, honestly. Yeah, I'm done testing. This seems pretty good right now. Even when I peak like this, I don't really peak. Yeah, it's not horrible, even when it's horrible. But I talk kind of softly when I'm streaming, I feel like. I talk like this most of the time, right? Like, is this good? You know, honestly, that seems pretty good, actually. If YouTube translates perfectly to Twitch. Let's hope it